Welcome to 2025, and welcome to episode 5 of the Vålerenga Dragons NHL 25 franchise simulation. Obviously, not a lot of success to speak for this team right now. We finally got past the first round, but much like the team that I cheer for in real life, it's all regular season success. No playoff success right now. So when we left things in episode 4, obviously we had just been eliminated by the Vancouver Canucks in the second round. And now there are a ton of big decisions to make this offseason. And not a lot of cap space to do it with, unfortunately. You can see we've committed a ton of money to our forwards here. So McCammy's going to be one of those guys looking for a contract. Let's see what he's looking for. I thought he was asking for 6.8, but that's all we have remaining in extension dollars. What he really wants is double that, basically, 13.2. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be an off season where we have to make a lot of tough decisions. Might have to move on from some long-term Dragons. Let's see if maybe if Kyle Connor will waive his no move. And as much as it pains me to do so, we might have to move on from guys like Allison, Holloway. Stramel for sure has got to go. We're at that point now where we're going to have to commit a ton of money to the top 6 and then just try and bargain hunt for the bottom 6. Defensively, the only contract that I would really look to move is Willander. He is still solid though. 34 points, a plus 16 for us. Is he worth 6.5? Probably, but just not on this team. And the net, we've got Wallstedt and Dag. Worst case, I mean, we've got so many goalies that if a couple of them actually start to develop, we can dump Wallstedt if we need to. Let's chat with Kyle Connor right now and see what he's thinking about the clause in his contract. We're just going to ask him if there is a team that he'd be willing to go to. Nope. Of course not. Come on, dude. I don't want you here. It's toxic. Get out. Another casualty of the cap is probably going to be Dylan Holloway. This is where giving out those no move and modified no moves are finally starting to catch up to us. See if there's a team he's willing to go to. No, of course not. All right, we're going to have to get creative at the draft. So let's simulate to it. Actually, let's take a look at first the draft class. So only 3 gems found by our scouts this year. One of them we are not going to be able to get because our scouts have him ranked as the #1 skater. This one's interesting because he's elite low. Central Scouting has him at 166, but our scouts have him at 237. That's quite the discrepancy. Obviously, we're still going to take him. We're going to trust our guys. We're going to take the elite high goalie as well. Seattle jumping from 6 to 1. Wow. Florida drops from 1 to 3. Florida finished last. Come on. I guess that's the thing I'm not realizing is that we are now in like the 2030, 2031 season. So a lot of things have changed. All right, let's pop into the draft. Honestly, I don't even know what picks I have in this draft. Let's take a look here. So we have a ton. We just have a ton of mid picks. So we should move on from some of these for sure. Let's go ahead and jump up to our first pick here. We'll see who Florida got as the first overall. Take a timeout here. Malachi Loritz, a 80 overall elite medium left winger, 2-way forward. Again, we're going to start to see the effects of the draft class quality. Oh yeah, they are really coming into play now. It's still a lot of decent potentials. Like you're getting your top 6 medium, top 4D medium, but the overall is plummet. And that was by design. We wanted to make this as difficult as possible. First order of business, you guys are going to think I'm crazy for shipping out Jesper Wallstedt, but the reason I'm doing it is because we've had a little bit of development here in the offseason, and we've now got Dmitriev as a franchise low goalie at 22 years old. Yes, he's only a 76, but I'm more than confident in Dag and Bottinger being able to carry us through one season until this guy's ready. Jets want Wallstedt. Let's go Wallstedt, a 2nd and 2/3 for a first next year. No. Okay. Let's try to Washington instead then. Wallstedt and a 2nd for Kavanaugh. He's an elite defenseman. Not yet signed to an entry-level deal, so he'll be cheap for 3 seasons at least. And they're going to say no to that as well. Try and toss in a couple later picks, see if that entices them. Still no. So we're going to try and get a little more creative here with Washington and go Wallstedt, Willander, and Allison, dumping a ton of cap onto Washington. In exchange for Kavanaugh, former Everett Silvertip, so he'll pair well with Landon DuPont. Medium elite potential, 18 years old. Already at a 78 overall, had a very good season in junior. Might be NHL ready, honestly. Scantlebury, a top 6, 85 overall. Decent season, really good speed, good enough shot. But what I like more is he's got next season under contract at $1 million. And finally, Klingsell, top 6, medium, another 85 overall. 2-way forward. Look at the puck skills. My goodness, those are incredible. Physical is 5 stars as well. A great replacement for Allison here. He is going to need a contract, but we're dumping so much that this should offset. And the trade goes through, thankfully. All right, we've cleared a ton of space there. What was that, about 13 million between Wallstedt and Wallinder, and then another 4.25 for Allison? Yeah, we cleared a ton of cap space. Now, another casualty of the cap situation might have to be Alexis Lafreniere. We gave him a modified no trade, but he's able to be traded to 24 teams. And at $11 million, again, probably just a luxury we can't afford at this point. Probably better to go out and acquire a stud defenseman for him. Okay, so the only way we can get this deal done with Anaheim, Lafreniere, we have to retain $100,000. That's it to get them cap compliant. So we're going to retain 100K on his contract for the next 6 years, well, next 5 years, really. And in exchange, we're asking for Brock Cripps, 87 overall, medium elite defenseman, only 20 years old and has 2 years left on that entry-level deal. He's another offensive defenseman, but look at these categories. He is an absolute stud. He's cheap. We like it. Welcome. No. Okay. See if our second round pick this year is enough to entice them. It's not. We've got picks galore, though, so let's just keep stacking some. There we go. Okay, we're going to try and prey on a team's downfall this season, and unfortunately for them, it's going to be Buffalo. Going to ask for their first round pick next year. Hope it's a lottery one, and in exchange, we're going to give them 3/3 and a 5th. They're not interested, nor should they be. But what if I threw in another 5th? Does that entice you? It does. Okay. Now we know Strammel's going to be another victim of the cap crunch here, unfortunately. We took a gamble on a long-term deal with him, and it's still not a bad contract at 2.3. It's just one this team can't afford, so we're going to send him to Calgary for a second. And then looking here, I think that's pretty much all we need to do now until we get through the draft and the re-sign phase. So our next pick is going to be at 81. Let's just make sure that we're going to get our elite high goalie if we pick then. Shouldn't be a problem. Projected to go around 90, so let's hope so. Lassie Lorakainen, the double L. All right, welcome aboard, my friend. Isn't he the second Lorakainen on the team now? Didn't we steal that guy from Chicago? Oh, well, 58 overall, elite high potential is fantastic. Obviously, he's going to cook over in Finland for a little bit, but then hopefully be ready within a couple seasons. Let's jump ahead to pick 168, see what's there. We're probably going to trade the pick, though. So if we can get another pick around 190 and then keep our dead last pick in the draft, we should be able to get both these guys. So we've got Emil Gotch here. They say he's a power forward with low elite potential. These guys are always worth rolling the dice on, so we're going to try and grab them. We might also try and grab here Benjamin Mui. You know what? No point. These picks hold so little value. Let's just not mess around and grab the guys that we want. All right, elite low. He is in fact a power forward. The odds are definitely stacked against him, but we'll see if he can turn into anything. Now with pick 188, we'll grab the guy that our scouts have as another low elite. Oh, he's a sniper center. Okay, that's interesting. Graham Lackey. Again, not expecting much development from him, but if he does turn into someone who can give us games at the NHL level, then we've absolutely hit it out of the park. Now we're going to go ahead and fleece the Leafs, send our last 2 picks of the draft in the 7th round over to them for next year's 4th. They do in fact accept. They must really like someone in the 7th round. And with that, we're going to jump ahead, sim the rest of the draft here, and head to the re-sign phase. All right, I told you guys this was going to be an off season of change, and we have so far completely revamped this roster. I don't know if it's for better or for worse. We will soon find out. But with the playoff failures that this team has had, we had to do something. First off, we're going to see if we can get McCamey done here under 10. It looks like it might go through. Let's see how low we can bring that. We won't push our luck too much. We're going to go 9.5 over 6 years. 91 overall, elite medium potential. This would be a fantastic contract. He's still making more than Connor Bedard, believe it or not. Going to take some time and think about it. We will go ahead and qualify him once he does respond. I forgot to qualify some of these guys. Trenko does not want a contract, which is unfortunate because he probably will be our 3rd line center this year if he comes back. Going to go ahead and qualify him and take our time with that one. Braden Coots, who we drafted in the first episode of this franchise, is now ready for NHL duty, which is fantastic. Got into all 82 games last year, and wow. Cy Young winner, 15 goals, 3 assists on the 4th line. Good 4th line center to keep around, so I've got no problem bringing him back. What's the... Oh, my goodness. Yes, of course. Now, Guillermo Fraser. I don't remember how we acquired this guy. 73 overall, 22 years old, top 6, low center. Does not want to come back. We're going to go ahead and qualify him. You don't really have a choice, unfortunately, Guillermo. I think a guy like Sundqvist, I'm not sure whether it's better just to leave him overseas for one more season. Probably is at a 65. I mean, he might jump in the offseason. That's the only thing. We can always take a look once we do get to the regular season because we can bring him over at any point. So this isn't actually as bad as I thought. Kyle Connor and Dylan Holloway are both going into the last year of their big contracts, and we have the next wave of guys to replace them. I don't think we're in nearly as bad a spot as I thought. Klingsell does not want to sign here. Well, guess what, buddy? You don't really have a choice. That's why we got you as an RFA. 3.7 is probably still going to be a little high. Honestly, I know that's crazy to say, but we're going to qualify him first. Andrew Crystal, what do you want to come back? Let's see. League Min, he might actually get into some games for us this year. We'll see. Let's just bring him back anyways. Worst case, we've got our AHL captain. Now, a couple of low elites that we probably should sign just to bring back. They don't want to come back again. Don't really have a choice, so both are getting qualified. Jared Marshall, 57 overall, top 6 medium. UFA, I don't think he's worth the contract spot right now, honestly. I guess we could stick him on our 4th line in the AHL. What's the worst that could happen, right? Yes, so there is the second Lorakainen on the team. This one is, what, Yanni Lorakainen, and we've got Lassie Lorakainen. They're probably brothers. Oilers. Who knows? Now, Mathis Preston does need a contract. 89 overall, 21 years old, elite medium potential, the guy that we stole from Pittsburgh, who still, I will die on this hill. He got robbed of the Calder that year. Wants 9.9 over 7 years to come back. It's probably worth it. Let's see if we can get him to match McCammy's deal at 9.5 to come back. Hopefully he accepts that one. Now, Joshua Waugh has been a great soldier for us. 83 overall, 26 years old. This is probably his last year of development. Top 6 medium sniper. Oh boy, I don't know. Had 34 points and a plus 10 last year, and he was only playing 9 minutes a game. I think we bring him back, see what happens. 2.5 seems a little steep though. Oh God, I don't know if we're gonna be able to bring this guy back. You know what? It's one season, why not? So we have a murderer's row of offensive defensemen right here between Dupont, Nikishin, and Cripps. Dupont and Nikishin will probably stay paired together, and then Cripps will play with Silyev for sure. Then we go Elofsson and Aitchison. I mean, this team's not in nearly as bad a shape as I thought. Aitchison does need a contract, so okay, you know what? Yeah, let's not mess around here. To bring him back for 3 years where he will still be an RFA, the dude only wants about $1 million. Yeah, let's try and get this done quick times. 1.2 for 3 years. We will gladly take that deal, my friend. He's only an 80 overall, but he is top 4 medium potential, still just at 23 years old. Played a ton of minutes in the AHL last year. If he starts this season at like an 81, 82, this contract's an absolute bargain. Doesn't really have any categories that jump off the page, so he might actually need to spend one more season in the AHL to develop a little bit more. The shot is still just abysmal. The Happy Gilmore shot, you know what I mean? It's like, it's hard as hell, but it's going nowhere near the net. So this makes it interesting then for a guy that we've got in the system, Teague Vader. Top 6 medium potential, 79 overall, only 22 years old. Didn't play a ton of minutes in the AHL last year, but his categories are actually really solid. 88 D awareness, 87 offensive awareness, decent enough puck skills for a defensive defenseman. He might actually pair really well with Elofsson. Okay, let's take a look at this here. 950 to bring him back for 3 seasons is a no-brainer. Let's go. Worst case, we have AHL depth. Now, I thought Kavanaugh might sneak into the lineup this year, but I think it's better just to leave him in juniors for 1 more year. I know he's not going to grow substantially, but Vader's categories are just that much better, and I think we give him the shot at actually proving himself. Tommy Osala had a decent year over in Sweden or Finland, wherever that is. We're going to get his entry-level deal done here. Should we try nickel and dime him for his entry-level deal? He wants 1.025. Let's offer him 1. Takes it. That's how you play hardball, folks. Now in net, we are hoping that a tandem of Dag and Bottinger can at least just be league average for us this year. Neither of them want to come back though, probably because they know what fate awaits them if one of them starts to falter a little bit. We're getting a reputation around the league real quick, I feel like. Luckily, both these guys are still going to be RFAs. They don't want a ton of money either, so let's try and give him... Qualify is going to be the only tough part, but we'll go up to 2 million for a season. Bottinger doesn't want to come back, which is actually shocking to me. We've been nothing but good to this guy. 1.05 for a season. Let's try and get him done. Jump forward a day, see who accepted, who declined. Joshua Waugh accepts our deal. He's coming back. That's good to hear. Bottinger's going to reject. There's nothing specifically wrong with it, but I just feel I need to test free agency. Well, you're an RFA, so you don't get, again, you don't get that choice. Sorry, buddy. Braden Coots is coming back. Mathis Preston does accept our contract. That's good news. Same with McCammy. Let's go. All right, so now we just got to qualify everyone who rejected our offer here. Unfortunately, we have to play hardball with a lot of these guys because the cap space is just not going to be worth it for us to take big gambles. So if they have no interest in signing a contract, they're always going to ask for a lot more money. Typically, as the offseason drags on, if you keep an eye on their demands, it will go down. You might be able to get a couple of them at a crazy steal. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to head to free agency and take a look and see if any of their demands come down and then monitor day by day. Now, if we take a look at this year's free agency class, it is just restricted free agency galore. Best UFA is now Wyatt Johnston. Unfortunately, we don't have the cap space to go out and do any big name shopping in free agency unless there's a steal that we can see here. Doesn't look like it. With only 14 million left in cap space and a ton of work still left to do signing our own guys, I'm going to round out some of this team's AHL depth right now and then keep monitoring the guys day by day to see if their contract demands go down, and I'll keep you posted. So Trenko, we're going to try and get done right away. 3 by 3, I think is pretty fair. Let's try and just get that done with. He does accept that deal. We've got our third line center. Klingsel's demands, unfortunately, have yet to fall, so we're going to have to keep monitoring that guy. Patterson, we're going to go 1.125 for 2 years. Weimer, we're going to give you the matching contract offer. Bottinger, we're going to see if you change your mind on that 1.1 over 2 seasons. He does accept it now. Go figure. And we'll see if Dag's changed his mind or his demands at all. Not really. Let's try and bring that number down a little bit, though. We'll go 2.2 a season for 2 years. Keep the goaltending numbers down low. Dag does, in fact, accept our offer, so we do have our starting goalie now. heading into the season. That's always a good thing. Weimer accepts, as does Patterson. All right, all our guys are done now. This is very interesting. Igor Shesterkin is available as a franchise goalie. He wants $9.3 million for 1 season. He's 34 years old. I am so tempted to go out and sign him for 1 season, do a one and done with him. I gotta be honest, I don't have a ton of confidence in Dag as our starting goalie. Not that I think goaltending is the most important thing in this game. I know we just signed you, Dag, and we played hardball with you, but we're gonna send you off to the Devils in exchange for a 2nd round pick, unfortunately. Now, this is risky because this all hinges on us actually being able to sign Shesterkin. So maybe we enter the negotiation first. I probably should have done that in the first place. He does have full organizational interest though, so I'm not too concerned. Plus, we can always up the money a little bit. We have enough space now. Let's try and charm him. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He's interested. Let's talk contract right away. Let's figure out a 1-year contract and get this done. I agree. I agree. I think it's fair. Let's lock it in, Igor. Come on, what do you say? He accepts. All right, we've got our goalie for the one and done here, and he's the good one. Obviously 34 years old, not expecting him to be his 28-year-old self, but he's still a 93 overall, still franchise exact. Had a great season last year at a 914 save percentage, and he's still 5-star in every category. Do I expect his play to slip a little bit this year? Yes, of course. But he's certainly, you can't argue he doesn't give us a better chance to win than Dag. 3.8 in cap space left still. I'm gonna round out the rest of this roster and the AHL, and we will jump ahead to the preseason, and you guys will see it then. All right, guys, we are officially at the preseason here, and we can take a look at this beautiful roster for this season. Not a lot changes in the top 6, except for Scantlebury now joining the bunch. 2 snipers and a 2-way forward on that 2nd line I don't love, but they're all good enough to make it work. Top line's getting a +2, so Bedard's playing like a 97 now. 2nd line getting that +3, so at least Kyle Connor in his last year, still up to about a 91. Joshua Waugh does get a promotion in the lineup. God, I think I might change that though. Yeah, let's put Dylan Holloway on that 3rd line. They get a +1 as well, so that makes more sense. Holloway, Trenko, and Klingsell, followed by Waugh, Coots, and Iginla. Joe Iginla. Joe Iginla, 4th line sniper on this team. All right, we love to see that. Defensively, it is just a masterpiece. Nikishin and DuPont getting a +4 together on that top pair. DuPont playing like a 98. Siliev and Cripps on the 2nd pair, getting a +3 is phenomenal. And finally, even Vader and Elofsson are taking a +1 on the 3rd pair. Excited to see how this Vader guy performs. Then obviously in net, we've got Igor, and Bottinger actually jumped up to an 85 elite medium potential at 22 years old. I think we made the right decision. There are the AHL lines for you guys quickly if you want to take a look at them. Nothing crazy down here. Muse is still, oh my God, poor guy. Just riding a low elite to a career in the AHL. That's nuts. Now, Dmitriev is franchise low potential. I did get ahead. I forgot to show it. I did go ahead and get ahead of his contract extension. We got him signed for 2 more seasons after this year at $1 million flat. So if he does take a huge step in either of those years, nice part is his qualify will be dirt cheap after that as well. But hopefully a guy that we can hang our hats on for the future, and he will be that goalie that we can count on. All right, time to jump through the preseason and get to the first game of the regular season. We always take a look at what the omen's going to be like. All right, we get the Bruins in the first game of the season. Let's see how this team opens this 2030-31 season up, I believe it is. 2-2 after the first period. The usual suspects, Bedard and Lorikainen. Of course, Pasternak still absolutely sniping for Boston. Nothing doing in the 2nd period. Now we head to the 3rd. Still nothing doing. And overtime, you guessed it, nothing doing. Should we just watch the shootout for fun? Why not, right? I also don't know what the AI likes to do in shootouts, so let's have fun watching an AI versus AI shootout. Pasternak coming in first on Shesterkin. Big save. Huge. That's why we went out and got him for a year, folks. Next up's going to be McCamey for us. Interesting choice to float a backhand from the top of the circle, I must say. Almost worked out. Next up is Matty Beniers. Big save, Shesterkin. Wow, standing tall. Nikishin, where is Bedard? Why is Bedard not in our shootout lineup? Are you kidding me? Mateus Michelli. Our team legend. I almost forgot our team name. Dragons legend. Big save, Shesterkin. Now we got Lorikainen. Still no Bedard is extremely interesting. It is a all-out goaltenders duel here right now. Rachevsky in on Shesterkin. Of course he does. He does tuck it. This has to be Connor Bedard, right? Kyle Connor. You know what? That is a phenomenal move. I got to tip my cap for that one. Keeps us alive, and now they've got Charlie McAvoy coming in on the shootout. Goes very wide, goes backwards, doesn't count. Let's see what Mr. Bedard does as the 5th shooter. Unfortunately, he cannot convert. Shane Pinto coming in. Big save, Shesterkin. This one's going to go on forever, it feels like. Here comes Cripps, our new acquisition on the blue line. Horrible attempt. Fabian Lysell. Wow, okay. Here we go. Huge save, Shesterkin. Mathis Preston. All right, here we go. This guy can end it. They're all trying the same shot. A backhand 5-hole from like the goddamn hash marks. What are we doing, guys? Poitras in. Big save, Shesterkin, and he bodies him after, too. Here we go. Landon DuPont. Surely. Sure. What a save. We're going around 9 here. Here comes Lund. Sure, I believe you. That move was disgusting. That move was actually disgusting. Scantlebury's got to keep it alive for us here. Unfortunately, he does not. We drop game 1 of the regular season to Boston, 3-2 in the shootout. Okay, first game's out of the way. You guys know the drill. I'm going to jump ahead to about the 20-game mark or so, see what's working and what's not. All right, we're at the 20-game mark. This team is 14-2-4. I got to be honest with you. There is nothing that isn't working, I don't think, for this team right now. Bedard is leading the way with 29 points. You love to see that. Kyle Connor's even having a phenomenal year. Contract year, of course. Scantlebury's been a great addition to that second line. We love to see that. Nikishin at a point a game. Where is Landon DuPont, though? 9 points. You got to pick it up a little bit, Landon. You're playing like a 98 right now. And you're getting paid like a big boy now. So come on. Moving our way down the lineup. Let's see here. Yeah, everyone performing about as expected here. Take a look at our goalies. See how Igor is doing. Phenomenal. Wow. 12, 2, and 3. A 923 and a 228. Good decision. Good decision to pick him up. I got no critiques, really. I might just jump ahead to the trade deadline here in this season. Yeah, I'm going to set our sim to the trade deadline. If this team goes on like a crazy losing streak or something, I'll stop and explain. But other than that, we'll see you guys then. All right, we have arrived at trade deadline eve, and this team is absolutely a juggernaut. 45, 14, and 6, which surely should be good for first in the NHL. It is, yep. Head of the Oilers, our division rivals, by 10 points. They're also having a fantastic season, though. Regulation plus overtime wins, we've got them absolutely crushed, though. Leading by 5 in that category already. A 74-point percentage for this team. Goals for per game, we're holding steady in first at just under 4 per game. Goals against, we're second to the Flyers. The Flyers are having a fantastic defensive season. They've only let in 2.2 goals against per game. Conversely, we're at 2.6, which is fantastic. Flyers at 2.2 is insane. I might have to check out that team in a second here. You know what? Yeah, let's take a look at it right now. Ayerson is still the guy in net. Okay, so he just simulates incredibly well. With our right side, Michkov Line. That's fun. We have the 3rd ranked power play in the league at 27.4%. What about our penalty kill? Top 5. We'll take it. 85%. Yeah, everything just seems to be clicking this year for the boys. We've even scored the most shorthanded goals for at 10. Connor Bedard finally having that season we expected out of him. Maybe not the goals category, but 81 points in 65 games. Just fantastic. His line mates equally as impressive. We love to see it. Everyone's producing. Nikishin still up near a point per game. Where's Landon? All right, so he's had a much better last, like, 45 games or so. Look at Cripps on our second D pairing. 49 points. I skipped past that. That's crazy. Look at Siliev, the guy who has no offense to his game whatsoever. He's put up 10 goals and 19 points. Bader, you know what? Impressive rookie season nonetheless for a 79 to get thrown in there. 12 points. He's a -1. I think he might be the only minus on the team, which is actually kind of funny. He sure is, but he's doing his best out there, okay? The goalies have identical save percentages, 917. Both have been spectacular, obviously, as evidenced by our goals against per game. Shesterkin was a good idea, folks. He was a great idea. Now we check in on Gavin McKenna, who's actually having a very solid season. Looks like the Blackhawks are finally not a joke based on the plus-minus ratings. 67 points in 63 games, so finally over that point per game marker. Now he gets to play with Jesper Bratt as well. One more thing I want to check on is to see how Dag is performing on New Jersey. You know what? Not great. 85 elite medium potential. He'll figure it out, though. Devils are a great team. Take a look at our contract situation here. See what we can afford to do at the deadline. We've got about $4 million in space. I think the only thing that we could look to acquire is a bottom pair defenseman to replace Vader for this season. That's really all this team needs. We're gonna go into the deadline looking for a bottom pair defenseman. Let's go shopping, boys. Enter trade deadline. Who is available? I'm willing to give up a first round pick if we can get someone decent enough. Luke Hughes, that would be a good bottom pair defenseman. Can't afford him. Same thing with Noah Dobson. Would love to, but not gonna work. Interesting here. Buffalo's got Jacob Middleton, who fits the mold of our bottom pairing defenseman and the salary that we're looking for. Let's circle back on that because Edmonton's actually interested too, so we might need to make a move on that. What do they want? They want Aitchison. Now, we could probably make that and not regret it, I would think. His actual categories aren't that impressive. How's he doing in the AHL? 24 points in 63 games, playing a lot of minutes. But yeah, the categories just... they ain't it. You know what? We're all in for this season. That's the motto of this team going forward, probably until the end of time. So we got our guy. That's all we can really afford to do. So let's back out and see how this is going to play out. Okay, so there is the Dragons roster heading down the stretch run here. Nothing really changes on the forwards. Have we had any big jumps? Not significantly. It looks like Coots went up 1. Iginla, did he go up 1 or was he always an 82? Defensively, still as solid as ever. Now we've got Middleton and Olofsson on that third pair. Even better. And then, of course, nothing changes in net here for us. Quick look at the progress reports tell us that all the guys, all the big boys at least, are having a great year development-wise still. Now we'll take a look at in the system, and a lot of our prospects, even our unsigned guys, are having phenomenal seasons, clearly. Michael Valabic, low elite potential, 24 modifier. Oh my goodness. Look at these stat improvements. What? Osala went from I think he was a 64 at the start of the season. He is now a 74. And he's not even having that good a season in the AHL. Yeah, I think we're going to be more... Ooh, gosh. Our low elite that we just drafted actually having a decent season. We love to see that. Sunquist, we left there for one more season. Okay, perfect. He's going to be AHL ready by next year. Actually up over a point per game over in Finland right now. That's crazy. Yeah, okay, so it's a very good year development wise. Let's see how Dmitriev's doing. Franchise low, having another solid season. Love to see it. All right, time for me to jump ahead to the end of the season, go over what happened around the league, and check out who our first round opponent's going to be. Okay, we've arrived at the end of the season. The team was, I mean, again, what else do you expect? They were spectacular. 57, 16, and 9. Cleared the Oilers by 10 points. They finished second? Certainly did. Philadelphia was also fantastic, though. Let me see what their goals against per game ended up at. 2.27 throughout the whole season. That's terrifying. Our goals for per game actually improved up to 3.99. Goals against per game got a little bit worse, but we still finished second. Power play finished fourth in the NHL, 26.3%, just behind the Leafs. Carolina at 32%. It's crazy. And we still managed to lead the NHL in shorthanded goals for, which is a great category. 6-2-2, last 10 heading into the playoffs. Like to see that. Boys are clicking at the right time. Connor Bedard, 108 points, 40 goals, leads the team. Captain clutch. He was fantastic throughout the season. That's the season we expect out of him. First time he's hit 100 points in his career? That's kind of crazy, especially with the talent that we've surrounded him with. Laura Kynan, just shy of 100 points. Love this guy. Absolute great poaching from Chicago that we did here. Whole top line above point per game. Nikishin, spectacular season again. 77 points. There's a conversation to be had here. Because we're paying him so much, Kyle Connor's coming off the books. I might ask this guy to switch to forward at the end of the season. There's a conversation to be had here. Let's revisit that in the offseason. We'll see how the playoff run goes, obviously. Speaking of Kyle Connor coming off the books, he has a great final season for us. I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not paying a 34-year-old Kyle Connor $8 million a season. No way. Brock Cripps, a spectacular first season with us. 62 points on our second unit. Love to see that. McCamey took a big step back in the points department, actually. That's kind of a disappointing season after we paid him. How many points did he have last year? He had 81 down to 58 this year. That's a little concerning. As long as we win, nothing else matters, though. Let's keep that in mind. Going down the list, Tranko, fantastic season. Landon DuPont, I honestly expect way more points than that out of him. I guess only so many people can eat when you have a team this talented, though. Yeah, everything else is pretty much as expected. What did Middleton do since coming over? 1 assist and a +2. Hey, you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. Finally, in net, Shesterkin. Okay, save percentage did fall off a little bit. Am I concerned? No, not really. 2.71 goals against, 911 save percentage, 45, 15, and 8. All we care about is wins, baby. That's it. Speaking of wins, Bottinger is his backup. Just spectacular. 12, 1, and 1. 917 and a 247. Very, very, very impressive backup numbers. Matthews and McDavid tie with 122 points. Matthews, however, puts up 75 goals to lead the league. Just stupid. Stupid. As far as defensive scoring goes, it's Cale Makar on the Vegas Golden Knights. I'll still never get used to seeing that. Adam Fox on the Avalanche to replace him, which is just as bizarre. And Quinn Hughes at least remaining loyal to his team. Nikishin trailing behind in 4th. Still a fantastic season. Look at Cripps even sneaking into the top 10. Love that. So as it turns out, it wasn't Ersson putting up those stupid numbers for Philadelphia. It was Andrianov. 46, 20, and 1. A 931 save percentage and a 213 goals against average in 70 games. That's impressive. I hope we don't run into him in the playoffs. Quick check-in on Gavin McKenna. Point production fell off slightly towards the end of the season. Still very solid. 80 points in 82 games. First season that he's really started to break out for Chicago, it looks like. Again, their team's been horrible, so hard to fault the kid. Signed a good contract, though. 8.995 for 3 more seasons. And now let's check to see how Dag did with the Devils this season. Not a great season. 899, 332. Well below league average in both categories. At least he won more games than he lost. As far as our AHL production goes, Andrew Crystal, fantastic season down there. Great mentor for the kids. 83 points leading the way. Not a ton of balance, though. It falls off drastically once you get past that 51 mark. But all our prospects are developing. That's really all we care about. The big area of concern is Dmitriev. Okay. Could have been a better season. Could have been much better. His first season as a starter, though. And honestly, his numbers aren't much worse than last year when he jumped to low franchise potential. So there's always a chance. Who knows? Crystal actually tied for the league lead in the AHL in scoring. That's kind of cool to see. And as far as team success in the AHL, 6th in the AHL, 102 points. End of season progress reports in the NHL. Nothing really surprising here. Yep, can't say that I'm shocked by anything there. Maybe that Iginla didn't jump at all. Only 17 points, though. Playing on the 4th line. Not to be expected, I guess. Shesterkin didn't lose ratings, which is always good to see. Lorakainen up from a 58, I believe it was, to a 62 at that elite high potential. Must have had a decent season. Nope, not really. Just natural growth, it looks like. Dmitriev held at 11 for his modifier. Don't hate that. And other than that, we had a great season development-wise. Look at all the green there. My goodness. All right, let's see who our first round opponent is. So in the first round, we're getting the San Jose Sharks. Let's go ahead and take a look at their lineup, see how we compare. Sharks have built themselves a nice little squad here, man. Eklund, Celebrini, Zimmerman, Will Smith, Zubov, Lazarev, Musty, Bordelot, Laine on the 3rd line. My goodness. Wenberg, Dragons legend, Marco Rossi, and Darby. Holy crap, that's a good forward lineup. No way they have a good blue line, right? No, they don't. Ferraro, Carrier, Mukamadulin, Dickinson, Duda, and Bomijan. Average. Not like, it's not awful. And in net, we have got Askarov and Demko for some reason. What the hell is going on in San Jose? I'm kind of scared that we're not going to get past them now. We certainly have the edge on the blue line, but everything else is really up in the air. Let's take a look and see how this goes. Game 1 of the playoffs, down 2-0 after the first period. I mean, there's no way. There's no way that this team that we constructed that went like, what, 58, 15 and something is going to get bounced in the first round. Come on. This simulation makes no sense. Game 1, we dropped 4-2. Not looking good. Need a big bounce back, big answer in game 2 here. We're on home ice as well, so that's just embarrassing to lose that game 1. 1-1 after 1. McCamey for us, Ferraro for them. My goodness. 3-2 after 2. Laine and Celebrini for them. Kyle Connor for us. Third period ends 4-4. You know what that means. We are heading to overtime. Let's jump in. All right, boys. Need a big, big overtime period. Oh, my God. Don't let Ferraro walk each one of you. Come on, boys. That would have been catastrophic. Let's see. One of our big guys take... Come on. Uh-oh. Hate this. 3-on-1 coming the other way. This is not looking pretty. Eklund, big save, Shesterkin. Bedard's going to carry it through neutral zone over to Preston. Preston's going to have some space for a shot. All right, boys. All right, let's start to make something happen in their zone here. Chip! I said chips, not Crips. Oh, my goodness. All right. The boys are mucking down the... Bedard? Oh, my God, what a save. That backhand had some zip on it, too. San Jose is going to come in. Uh-oh. Boys are tired. Uh-oh. Big save. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We have to win this game. We can't go down 2-0 to San Jose. They've got murderers on this team. Oh, no. Oh, no. The boys are tripping. What a save. The boys did... I gotta watch this. The boys did everything they absolutely could to lose it for us there. Watch this. Look at them tripping on the boards. Comes in. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Trips on the boards. Then gets out-muscled then support's going to come in. He's going to have some help coming to try and pick up the puck. Oh, I'm going to miss it. And then, oh, he tries the jam play. And it's a beautiful toe save, skate blade save by Shesterkin. All right, you got him pinned behind the net. Let's make something happen. Someone get in there and help him out. Oh, great hit. Oh, Preston. Preston doing it himself. Oh my goodness, the shift. That was the shift from Mathis Preston. Absolutely clutch when we needed him the most. Look at the hit down low. Oh, if I roll this back, I mean, let's take a look at this shift real quick. He gets heavy in on the forecheck here on Ferraro, pins him. I'm screaming at the screen, someone come help him out. Please, someone come help him out. Forces him to make the bad play over in the corner. Preston comes and just absolutely maybe from behind, but we're not going to talk about that one. Then out muscles this guy for the puck. Is that Macklin? It was Macklin. Oh my goodness. Tucks it short side, gets Askarov caught cheating. Oh, beautiful. And most importantly, the series is tied at 1. We can breathe for a minute now. And what we can also do is carry that momentum into game 3 and see what happens. Heading back to San Jose after 1, they're going to be up 1-0. Muka Madulin gets the lone goal. After 2, Bedard gets the lone one for us. They're still up 2-1. Will Smith for them. Let's see what happens here. Big third period, boys. Come on. 4 minutes left. Not looking good. Down 1 still. And we are going to drop game 3, 2-1 to the Sharks, and fall down 2-1 in the series. Now we have got game 4 still in San Jose, of course. Let's take a look and see how the boys respond after a tragic loss in game 3. After 1, find ourselves down 1-0. William Eklund. After 2, 2-0. Muka Madulin. And let's see what the third period has in store for us. We do get one back. It's Bedard, who has been, it seems, our hottest player so far, which is great to see. Back on the power play, can we even it up? Nope, we cannot. Unfortunately, still trailing by 1 with about 5 minutes left here. It looks like we're going to drop game 4 as well. Find ourselves on the brink of elimination. It's tragic. I mean, this team shows glimmers of hope. Sorry, my cat's running all across my camera right now. This team shows such glimmers of hope and then just absolutely chokes it away once it comes playoff time. It sounds like a team that I root for. Let's jump into game 5 and see what happens. Can we pull off the miracle comeback in this series? After 1, we're up 1-0. Good start. Nikishin, the lone goal for us. After 2, still up 1. A little scary that we didn't get an insurance marker there. Head to the third, up 1. Oh boy, no way we get bounced in 5 by San Jose. At least make it competitive. Push it to 7. Let's give the fans a glimmer of hope here. 5 minutes left in the game. We are probably going to take... Yes, we do. We take game 5. 3-2 is the score in the series. We go to game 6. And in game 6, the first period... Oh boy, Sharks are up 3-0. Second period, they're up 5-0. Doesn't make sense. Drop game 6, 6-1 to the Sharks. We are eliminated in the first round again. Yeah, let's take a look at the numbers. Who performed, who didn't? Simple answer, nobody performed. We didn't score. Like that, that's crazy. 4 points led our team in scoring. That is unacceptable. Landon Dupont, 1 assist. Also unacceptable. Yeah. Okay, it's another offseason, a big change. Nikishin, you're moving to forward. I've had enough of this. Okay, so I'm gonna sim to the end of the playoffs here. We're gonna take a look at who wins some of the individual awards. And then again, we've got another very interesting offseason in store for us. All right, I actually did kind of see this one coming. Philadelphia are your Stanley Cup champions. Defensively, the team was just way too good. And they take down the Avalanche in 6 games to capture the cup. I'm not sure whether it's just that goalie that's that good or whether it's their defense, a combination of everything, but my goodness, that team was solid. Pavel Zacha was certainly good for them, same as Michkov and Hagens. Oh, it wasn't Patrick Laine that was on Philadelphia. I was wondering why San Jose all of a sudden had him. It's Paavo Laine. Gotcha. That makes a lot more sense now. Yeah, okay, so their goalie wasn't even that great, honestly. 303 goals against, 906 save percentage. He had a stellar regular season, probably going to win the Vezina, but not great in the playoffs. Matthews gets the Art Ross trophy. The Hart goes to McDavid. Norris goes to Adam Fox. Marner takes home the Lady Byng for back-to-back years. Calder goes to, I'm not going to even try and pronounce that. Pavel Zacha takes home the Conn Smythe. Vezina goes to Philly's goalie. He also takes the Jennings, of course. Masterton, Pulak. And finally, Halischuk does not win the Jack Adams. So maybe Calgary fires him this year because he didn't win it, and we can pick him up. Selke goes to Barkov. 5 years, that 5 or 6 years in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in a row. Ted Lindsay to McDavid. Maurice Richard, obviously Matthews. Did we have any AHL winners? I doubt it. Andrew Crystal, yep, takes home the, what is that? Sportsmanship award, I guess. And that's going to be it. All right, there are no words to express my disappointment in this team right now. So let's just jump ahead to the offseason and see what happens. Some good news. All right, so we did have the best odds on that lottery ticket that we took on Buffalo's draft pick. I forgot to even check on that, but Buffalo did finish dead last. We did, however, lose the lottery because of course we did, but we're still going to end up with that second overall pick. LA jumps from 6 to 1. We go back from 1 to 2. We'll take it. Take a look at the draft class and see who we can possibly get with that second overall pick. We're either getting Antoine Jeffrion, a center, probably unlikely. I think he'll go number 1 to the Kings. More than likely, we got Petri Kukkonen. Two-way defenseman, elite medium potential. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that pick. We can always use more defensemen. Okay, so there's a glimmer of positivity on what was otherwise a horrible, horrible season. Our scouts have found a lot of gems. I don't think we are going to get to all of them. We can certainly try. We'll at least go ahead and pin them all so that we can easily track them in the draft. Take a look and hope that Igor did not retire after that season. John Tavares did. Vasilevsky retired. Okay, so do we bring back Igor? I don't think he was very good in the playoffs. We'll have to take a look at who is available in free agency maybe. Also got to keep in mind that we are going to be cash strapped again this offseason. I suppose we do have about $25 million coming off between Holloway, Connor, and Shesterkin, though. So we might have a little bit of flexibility. All right, let's hop into the draft and get our second overall pick aboard this team. See who LA is going to take at 1. They do take Jeffrey on. We'll go ahead and take the defenseman. Worst case, that's our replacement for when we ask Nikishin to move to forward. 76 overall, two-way defenseman, medium elite, 18 years old. Doesn't have any X factors, but that's fine. I'm sure he'll develop some at some point. Really good base to build on there. We don't mind that at all. That's a lottery ticket. I think we gave up 3/3 and 2 fifth-round picks for that draft pick. All right, so next we'll jump ahead and see who our scouts want us to take with the 29th overall pick. Daryl Medano available, a top 6 medium sniper. Could take the best goalie available in the draft, which is always an interesting one. Or we could take Josh Pekka, who they want us to take. If that's the case, we'd be smarter to trade down a little bit, maybe. We'll trust our scouts. We'll trust our scouts. It's done well for us so far. So let's move down to about pick. What do we need for that? We'll move down about 5 or 6 spots or so. Maybe try and get like pick 36. Gonna ask St. Louis for 2 6ths and 2 7ths in the future just to move down. Of course, they're not gonna go for that. We're gonna do a quick exchange here with St. Louis, getting a 6th round pick in next year's draft, throwing in a 7th this year for them to drop down 7 spots. And with pick 36, we will draft Josh Pekka. Welcome aboard, my friend. 65 overall, top 6 playmaker. And let's jump ahead to pick 40. Dane Stanton from the Saginaw Spirit, come on down. Our scouts are recommending you as the next guy to take here. Theo Fleury comparable, that's comical. 64 overall, top 6 medium, don't hate that. Two-way forward, again, just a decent rounded player. See if he turns into anything. Jump ahead here to pick 58, see what our scouts want us to do. They've got Jesper Sedin available here, 6'5", 214 centerman out of Sweden, say less. Top 6 low power forward at least, hopefully. Yep, he is. All right, again, see how a lot of these guys develop. They're going to take a long time before they're even ready to sniff NHL action. Pick 62, Ty Ilakis. Top 4 low defenseman, it looks like, potentially out of the Dell. He is a top 4 low, in fact. Nothing more to say on these guys. They're all going to be right around the same. Aaron Foy or Caleb Dingle. Caleb Dingle's got the better name for sure. He's also got the size advantage. Let's go ahead and grab Caleb Dingle. Top 4 medium at 65 overall. Don't mind that. Who needs the scouts? My goodness. Top 4 medium in the 3rd round ain't bad. Let's see what the other guy turns out to be. Foy was top 6 medium, so we did make the right call. Jump ahead to our next pick here. We should take Rob Brindamore out of Sweden. Top 6 medium potential. Let's see what our scouts say. They don't really have a pick for us until... I'm going against them. I'm going against our scouts here. We're taking Rob Brindamore out of Sweden. Top 6 medium, 57 power forward. Plus, we can still take the defenseman with pick 100 now. Yep, top 4 low potential, sorry. We do need one more pick, I believe, right? Yeah, let's try and grab that goalie that they have as a gem as well, because it wouldn't be one of our drafts if we didn't take a goalie. Give him a 5th and a 6th next year, that's fine. It is a gift horse. You are welcome, Utah. And with that, we grab our goalie. Let's see, starter high. All right, that's fine. Sim the entire draft and jump ahead to the off season here. A lot of moving parts coming. All right, we've arrived at the re-sign phase here. Obviously, there's not a ton of work to do. A lot of our guys are already locked up to long-term deals. Just some housekeeping to take care of. Kyle Connor does want to come back. How bad do you want to come back, my friend? We'll try it. I mean, 5.1 for a season, I would bring him back at. We've got 22 million in cap space. We don't need a goaltender. We're not going to bring back Shesterkin, I don't think. Gonna let Bottinger run with it and let the franchise low potential be his backup. Klingsell does not want to sign here at this point right now. How much is he asking for? 5.1. No, thank you, buddy. We're going to qualify you at 2.5. Dylan Holloway does not want to sign. We don't want to sign him either. Joe Aginla, yes, you are coming back, my friend. For how much is the question? We can push that to 3 years at 1.35. Sure. Elifson does not want to sign here at this point. He's an 83. What is he? He wants 6. Yeah, okay. Qualify all day. We're going to work on that one. Coots would like to come back. Wah, we are not going to bring back, unfortunately. We're cutting ties, finally. Coots, I've definitely got interested in bringing back. Let's go a 2-year deal for Coots. Yeah, let's go a 2-year deal at 1.475. See if that gets it done. Crystal does want to come back. I mean, I don't think we're going to have the space in the AHL this year to bring him back, unfortunately. Bader didn't grow at all, unfortunately. Who else? I don't think we have a lot of work to do otherwise. Yeah. All right, let's see who accepts or who declines. Kyle Connor does not want to come back at that dollar amount. I'm actually fine with that. Aginla doesn't want to come back. Neither does Coots. Interesting. Kyle Connor, I can tell you right away, we're going to cut ties with. See ya, buddy. Joe Aginla, we're going to qualify right away. Try and offer him another 2-year deal. Maybe it's slightly more. Let's go up to 1.45. Give me 50,000 in salary discount here. Come on. Coots, we got to qualify, and then we're going to offer him another 2-year deal as well. Exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. 1.625 for 2 years. Come on. Aginla accepts, and Coots accepts as well. So that is really all the work that we had to do on our own players. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Let's release him. Don't even think about it. Just do it. So we will have to address AHL goaltending and then some depth signings in the AHL. Other than that, we're not looking too bad. Down the middle, we're still going to have the same 4 guys from last season. Trenko's gone up to an 87, though, at $3 million. I love to see that. We'll get Klingsell done eventually, but we've got Scantlebury, Klingsell, Lorakainen, Preston, Aginla, who should have a bigger role this year as our wingers, so we will need to add a little bit of wing depth for sure. Then on defense, I'm waiting to see if it'll allow me to have that conversation with Nikishin. It's not letting me do it right now. I think we'll probably have to wait until the regular season, or preseason at least, to get that one done. Yeah, other than that, we'll wait on Elofsson's decision, see if his number comes down a little bit before the start of the season, and I will skip ahead to unrestricted free agency. So we've got Mikko Rantanen, Elias Pettersson, Sebastian Aho, Luke Hughes headlining this year's unrestricted free agency class. We've still got big names like Minchikov, Dobson, Raymond, Edmondson. Oh my goodness, it is crazy. I think we need to focus on adding 1 top 6 winger and then a couple 4th line wingers as well. I'm gonna try and add Emil Heineman here. 88 overall, top 6 exact at 29 years old. Power forward, not asking for a ton of money. Think he'd be a good fit on like our 2nd or 3rd line. Gonna try and lock ourselves into just 1 year though, go up the money a little bit to 8. And then you know what? This Oliver Shingtime does just want 1 year. He's a UFA at 25 years old. He's gonna grow a little bit. Maybe we can get him on a cheap contract after this deal expires. Let's just try and give him exactly what he's looking for, see if he'll join. He does accept. Welcome aboard. All right, we'll see if if the boys accept these offers, and then I guess I'll round out the rest of the AHL lineup, jump ahead to our preseason, see if we can get Nikishin to switch positions, hopefully. Heineman accepts the offer. Real quick, we don't like the hardball that Elison's been playing with us. His number hasn't really come down from that $5.5 million ask, so we're gonna move on. 2/3 looks fine to me, so see you, buddy. Have fun in St. Louis. We have finally arrived at the preseason. We're gonna have the conversation with Nikishin about changing position. Let's see if he will. Is he interested at all? Don't tell me I'm playing forward. Well, we are telling you that. We're going to ask you to play some left wing for this team. He's interested. Oh my goodness. Give me some time to make the adjustment. I believe you can make this change quickly. Let's aim for a 1-month timeline. Yep. Game on. Let's go, baby. All right, so for the time being, we're going to have to make do with Nikishin not playing forward. I think we will be just fine. Shingtime slots into that second line. He's going to be a great fit with this one, I think. I think Scantlebury is going to have a big year on that second line. Expecting big things from Iginla as well, playing with a playmaker in Shrenko at an 87. Obviously, we'll have to make a decision once we do move Nikishin to left wing. Which forward is going to come out of the lineup? Do we make a trade? Maybe. And then we will need to replace him, but I think we can throw Silyev up there. Yeah, we'll be able to throw Silyev up there and find a second pairing defenseman. Then in net, Bottinger's actually up to an 88, which is great news for us. Signed for this year still at $1.1 million. Dmitriev up to an 83. Dmitriev up to an 83. Franchise low potential still. Love to see that, especially because he is starting the first year of a 2-year, $1 million contract. So in net, we are cheap and we are stacked. We're gonna go ahead and sim through the preseason. What this means basically is by the start of the regular season, because of the date, it's exactly a month almost since we asked Nikishin to switch position. He should be ready. So he gave it a month. Unfortunately, he's not willing to switch. So we got to make do with what we got. That's fine. All right, let's simulate the first game. Is this... No, we had Boston last year. We got Edmonton now. Let's see how this goes. 2-1 after 1. Shrenko and Preston. 4-1 after 2. Bedard and Shingtime. We blow a 4-1 lead in the third period. It is 4-4. And thankfully, we do pull out the win in overtime, but that's concerning. Jump ahead about 20 games or so now. 13-5-2 through 20 games. Bedard looks like he's up to his usual self. Yeah, Nikishin's having an FU season to me. He's giving me the middle finger. 21 points in 20 games on defense, of course. Yeah, I think he belongs there. Look at Shrenko, third line center. My goodness. Everyone's producing. Literally everyone is producing right now. I've got no complaints. No complaints. How is the goaltending looking? That might be the one thing. Bottinger's been great. Bottinger has been fantastic. Dmitriev, not so much so far. Winning record, though. Goals against save percentage, still a little high, though. Or low in save percentage case. Less games played than New York in first, though. So we're right in contention for President's Trophy as it is right now. 3.85 goals, 4 per game leads the NHL. 2.8 against is fourth. Power plays humming along at 18%, middle of the pack. How about the penalty kill? Oh, dear. Where is it? Oh, my God. Fourth from the bottom. So that's an area of concern. Feel like this team's good enough to at least get us to the trade deadline without any major issues. So let's sim up to there and see where we're at. Trade deadline eve, 36-18-8. Lot of overtime / shootout losses this season for us. We trail the Sharks by 1 for the division lead. We've played 1 less game though. Puts us 5th in the NHL as a whole. Leafs leading the league, actually tied with Ottawa. My goodness. 3.89 goals 4 per game. No one's ever questioned our ability to score. 2.92 against. A little bit higher, but we're still in the upper half of the league. Best power play in the league, clicking along at 26% nearly. Penalty kill has improved greatly. Now we're like middle of the pack at 83%. And look at that, leading the league in shorthanded goals for once again, 12. Connor Bedard is finally having the goal scoring season that we expected out of him. 46 in 62 games at the deadline. Leads our team with 79 points. The real surprise here is Shrenko, our third line center, is crushing it. 58 points, nearly point per game at the trade deadline. You still got another season after this at $3 million. Nikishin and Dupont have been fantastic as a pair. No surprise there. Nice to see McCamey regain a little bit of his scoring touch. Heineman's doing well on the third line. Of course, Cripps, another solid season. Yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a good season for the boys. See how the goaltending's holding up. Bottinger's been great. Dmitriev, not so much. First season in the NHL, though. We had to have expected a little bit of a hiccup. He's up to an 84. You know what? For one of the very few times in any of these seasons so far, I'm actually okay with the way our team looks, and we are not doing anything at the trade deadline today. Take me to the end of the season. Tell me how the team did. Let's check in around the league and see who our first round opponent is. Okay, not as strong a regular season as it was last year, but by no means was it bad. 102 points, 47, 27, and 8, third in the division. 4 teams in the division with 100+ points, and then Vancouver still had 98, Calgary 95. Leafs were far and away the best team in the league with 117 points, because of course they were. And the Jets finished dead last. Goals for per game, were we first? No, just behind the Leafs. Goals against per game, where did we come in there? Finished ahead of Philadelphia, so that's always a good thing. They were the juggernaut defensively last year. Second in the league in power play percentage to Edmonton, still above 25% though. Penalty kill at 82, took a little bit of a dive towards the end of the season, but we're still around 15 to 20 there. 15 shorthanded goals for on the season is just crazy. There it is, Connor, 105 points for us this year. And back-to-back 100+ point seasons for Connor Bedard. A little bit lower on the point total this year, but way higher. 50 goal scorer for the first time, I believe, ever. Yeah, previous high looks like it was 42. Much better season, much more in line with what we expect from him. Tranko puts up 72 points. Second round pick Tranko, by the way. What a great job by our scouts there. Shingtime in his one and done season with us puts up 73. DuPont and Nikishin were fantastic. McCamey still a little bit disappointing in terms of the scoring touch, but at least we had Tranko kind of offset that this year. Cripps solid as usual, 50 points on the back end. Third pairing, really rough. 4 and 6 points respectively out of these guys. Come on. Bottinger was solid enough, 909 and a 261. Actually, really good numbers. Dmitriev kind of bounced back and forth between being good and not so good. 302, 895, but again, a winning record up to that 84 overall. And it's Austin Matthews matching his point total from last season with 122, but he beats last year's goal total by 1. He puts up 76. Bedard finishes third in the league in goals. Laura Kynan actually finished fourth. So there was a big drop off from the top heavy guys. Wow, the goal scoring really went down this year. Cale Makar, rock solid as always. He's going to win the Norris with 101 points. And it's going to be the Hildebeest, Dennis Hildeby, leading the NHL in wins with 42. And I'll let you guys take a look at some of the prospect growth that we had here in the system. I don't think anything's really going to jump off. We're not really banking on any of these guys to be superstar saviors anyways. If we hit on like 2 or 3 of these low elites that we have in the system, that's a bonus. Checking in on Gavin McKenna this year. Oh my God, 1 step forward, 18 steps back, 50 points on the season from a 93 franchise potential player. What is going on with this kid? That's horrible. The Chicago team looks like they're back to being awful. I can't tell. I don't know. Man, the names are actually really good on this team though. Stuart Skinner was rock solid, and they have a decent team. 50 points is just god awful though. My goodness. Again, we won that trade clearly, so. And so we are being given the Vegas Golden Knights in round 1. We know they've got Cale Makar, but let's take a look at the rest of their roster. Lutz, Eichel, and Ratu. Okay, so Ratu's grown to an 89 since leaving our team. He must have had some big seasons. Yeah, last season with us was 25 points, and then he goes to Vegas and drops 78 and 69. Nice, in back-to-back seasons. Gets to play with Jack Eichel on that top line. Kind of tails off from there. Hoglander's good, Brisson's good, Dagenet and an 82 is their second line center. Hyman, Schmaltz, Kamel, Stenlin, Clem, Connolly. Like, we should take this. Dragons legend, Jacob Middleton. They must have picked him up. Middleton, Makar, Pettersson, Ekblad, Hudson, and Rajovic. Right side is actually very solid from them, but the left side leaves a lot to be desired. Samsonov. Okay, enough messing around. We better bury these guys. Let's jump into game 1. Game 1, period 1 against Vegas finds us, thankfully, up 1-0. Klingsell with the 1 goal for us. 3-1 after 2. Klingsell again and Coots. Vegas ties it in the third, which means you know what it is. We got to jump in and watch this game. All right, boys, do not let us down. Let's capture game 1. We blew a 3-1 second period lead. Of course, I would hate to see Aatu Ratu win it right here, and he does. Oh my goodness, I spoke it into existence. That's actually crazy. That's actually nuts that just happened. I'm not losing to a team with a 78 Ilya Samsonov in net. This is just not happening. I knew as soon as he made that cut to the middle. I don't want to watch it. Down 1-0. Gotta win game 2. Have to win it. Period 1 finds us in a 1-1 draw. Hoglander for them, Heineman for us. Period 2 leads to nothing, but period 3, Preston scores early for us, and we've got a 2-1 lead. 3-1 lead. Preston goes back-to-back. Finish it off with a natural Hattie, why don't you? Under 2 minutes remaining. Looks like we're going to take game 2. We are. That's a relief. And game 3, period 1. We jump up to a 1-0 lead. It's Connor Bedard. Period number 2, he completes the natural hat trick. 2 more for Bedard. We're up 3-0. And he gets his 4th of the game to bury Vegas in game 2, 4-1. Attaboy Bedsy. Is this just his breakout year? Hopefully this is his breakout year in both regular season and playoffs. We take a 2-1 series lead to game 4. Let's see what happens. Period 1, game 4, we jump out to a 2-0 lead. Griva and Klingsell. Period 2, we jump out to a 5-0 lead. Surely we can't blow this one. Coots, Lorakainen, and McCamey for us, and period 3 yields a 7-0 result. We go up 3-1 in this series. Preston gets both goals. He's also up to 4 in the playoffs now. And we now have a chance to close this series out on Vegas's home ice. Let's just get it done. No messing around. Game 5, period 1. We jump up to a 1-0 lead. It's Nikishin for us. Thank God I didn't move him to forward. Period 2, 3-2 lead for us. Eichel and Lutz scored for them. DuPont and Preston again for us. Let's just run the time down in the 3rd period here. Watch to see what happens. Because if it does get to a tie game, we're going to want to jump in with not much time left. Heaven forbid. Under 5 left in this game. It's looking good for us right now. Can we hang on? Lorakainen adds an insurance marker, and we're going to take out Vegas in the 1st round. 5 games is all it took. That's it, boys. No messing around. Let's go. Business, business. And in round 2, it's the team everyone always dreads seeing in a simulation. It's the Edmonton Oilers. Let's check out what their lineup looks like right now. Dragons legend Tage Thompson, McDavid and Draisaitl, Vasilevsky, Savoie, Neighbors, a decent second line. Kind of tails off from there. They've got a good Fedorov as their 3rd line center, and then Smith and Johnston at both under 80 overall. Then the 4th line is entirely made up of under 80 overalls. Beecher, Ponomarev, and Thompson. Lejeune and Bouchard on defense. Olsen, Konyushkov. I don't know, dude. And then 2 below 80s on the 3rd pair. So we've got more depth for sure. Emil Vinny at 85 overall in net. See what happens in game 1. Game 1, period 1. We go up 2-1. Lorakainen, Heineman for us, Fedorov for them. Period 2. Period 3, let's run this clock down, see what happens. Hopefully we can hang on. No McDavid magic would be great. Under 5 remaining in game 1. Let's hold on to this, boys. Maybe add an empty netter. That'd be great. Don't need it. We hold on for the 2-1 victory in game 1 over Edmonton. And let's jump into game 2. No messing around. Game 2, period 1. 1-0 for us. Lorakainen, short-handed goal. Love to see that. Period 2, 3-0. Bedard and McCamey. And finally, period 3, we score 5 times to close out Edmonton 8-0. Lorakainen, Shingtime, Lorakainen, Preston, and Cripps. That means Lorakainen scored an even strength goal, a power play goal, and a short-handed goal. That's how you do a hat trick. Lost in all that, Bottinger is playing spectacularly well in net right now. Let's keep that going as well. Game 3, period 1 against Edmonton finds us up 2-0. Preston and Lorakainen, these guys are scoring non-stop right now. Period 2, 3-0. Shingtime adds 1, and let's just skip this period. 5-1. Preston, McCamey, McDavid gets his 1st goal of the series. Took him long enough. We are up 3-0 on the Edmonton Oilers here. As long as there's no reverse sweep magic, we should be heading to the conference finals here. But being a Leafs fan, I still can't feel good about any leads, so let's just take it game by game. Game 4, period 1, up 2-1. Bedard and DuPont for us, Draisaitl for them. I hope we're not awaking the big guys on Edmonton. Period 2, 5-2 for us. Scantlebury, Lorakainen, McDavid for them. And finally, period 3 yields no score, which means we have swept the Edmonton Oilers, and we are moving on to the conference finals. And in those conference finals, we're going to have to go through Gavin McKenna and the Chicago Blackhawks. Isn't that fitting? We'll take a look at the Blackhawks here. They've got McKenna, Moore, and Bratt on the first line. That's a really good first line. Kyrou, Bucher, and Batherson. Decent second line. Nazar, Buchnevich, and Kantsarov. This team's decent. Jeff Skinner, Sachin, and Mason Appleton. Okay. On defense, McCormick, Dobbs. Whoa. Hensler, Peterson, Katchler, and Rinzel. This team is really, really, really good. And in net, who did they have against? Stuart Skinner. And Dragons legend, Ulf Karlsson. We stole him. He played for our AHL team. Oh, it was only one season he played for us. 2 games. Okay, this should be a very tightly contested series. I'm kind of nervous here. Game 1 of the conference finals, period 1, and it is tied 1-1. Bucher for them, Nikishin for us, period 2. We get the lone goal. Excuse me. It's Kavanaugh. Let's let the clock run down here in period 3. Halfway through, we haven't seen a goal in the third yet, which is great news for us. I'd love the insurance marker. Under 5 remaining. Just hold on, boys. Just hold on. They do. 2-1 victory in game 1 over Chicago. A lot of tight games in this playoffs already. It's like we touched on. Scoring was down in the league this year, so maybe that's just a trend continuing in the playoffs. Game 2, let's blow them out. No more close games. Come on. Period 1, down 1-0. Jeff Skinner gets the lone goal. Period 2, down 3-1. McCamey for us, Sachin for them, and then some other guy scored for them as well, who we don't need to talk about. Period number 3, we lose 6-2. Not a close game, too. So the series is tied at 1. That's the good news. Bad news is we are heading back to Chicago. Game 3. Can the big boys show up? They've been quiet so far in this series. And they do. Look at that. Bedard scores for us. McKenna for them. Period 2. 2-2. Noah Dobson for them. Klingsell for us. Let's run this clock down, boys. Bucher scores for them, unfortunately, in the third period. There is still half the period remaining. Tons of time to answer, boys. And we do. It's Trenko contributing. Oh, boy. Under 5 remaining. We got to jump in here, right? It's Gavin McKenna. It's the conference finals. It's the perfect storm. Uh-oh. Buchnevich. Good save. Good save, Bottinger. Okay, let's make something happen here. Force a turnover. Yes. 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 No, don't go between the legs. Big hit, turnover. Heineman. Oh my God, what a save by Stuart Skinner. Siliev to Cripps. Good save by Skinner. Oh my God, up front. He's down. Shoot the puck. Oh my God. Skinner was down and out. We couldn't convert. Oh my goodness. Get the puck out, boys. Get the puck out, please. Okay, we're going to overtime. Shing time. He's got a step. Oh my God, what a play. Oh, hang on. We've got Chase here. Don't run into the boards. Oh, what a save. Offensive zone draws. We got to take advantage of these. Come on. Heineman back to Cripps. Siliev winds up. It's blocked. Right into the shin pads every single time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hate this. Nice save, Bottinger. Stands tall. Gonna win the draw. They're going to control it. Shot in the slot. Big save. Down low, Buchnevich. Oh, boy. Buchnevich has it out front. Big save. DuPont down to Tranko. Oh, my God. He missed. Bedard over the blue line. He's got space. Back to DuPont. Back to Bedard. Oh, what a save. Yo. Everyone is dead tired in this game right now. Oh, no. Big save. Cripps through the middle, gets crushed. Uh-oh, this is not good. We got to get back. We got to get back, boys. Big save, Bottinger. Unbelievable. These turnovers are crazy. We got a power play. Oh, my God, that's an elbow to the back of the head. That's 10 minutes. Dane Bucher, you are a greasy player, my friend. Greasy player. Bad guy. All right, we got to do it here, boys. Got to do it here. Preston over the line. Preston in the slot. Heineman. Why are you throwing a backhand there, man? Okay, DuPont's going to step up. Big turnover. Trenko off the post. Get it to him. Oh, my God. Guys. Cripps lets one fly. No dice. We took a penalty. We took a penalty. Landon DuPont took a slashing penalty. Guys nowhere near the play. Just a crazy, crazy undisciplined play. We're 4-on-4 for what, like 30 seconds? So Chicago is going to have the minute-and-a-half power play. Now we score! It doesn't matter! Cripps, what a play! We took one rush, 4-on-4, because we knew we were coming back shorthanded, and we were gassed. The puck had to go in on this rush, and oh my God, it did. It just did. Brock Cripps, what a play here. Give and go, pivot, backhand, beautiful goal. Great give and go. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was pretty. We'll take that. We're up 2-1 in this series. Outplayed the hell out of them. Look at these stats. My goodness. All right, after that emotional win, let's see how the boys rebound in game 4, right? This is game 4. Well, not good because Gavin McKenna scores and so does Batherson. We are down 2-0 after 1. 3-0 after 2. It's Jesper Bratt. We show a little bit of life in the third, but not nearly enough. We drop game 4, 6-3. Yeah, when they beat us, they really beat us. Let's get right to game 5, see how the boys answer to another tough loss there. Period 1, we're actually up 2-1 this time. McCamey gets both for us, Buchnevich for them. Period 2 sees us double down on that lead, and we are now up 4-1. Shingtime and Scantlebury, and period 3, they get 1, but they fall short. 4-2, we take game 5, pushing them 1 game away from elimination and us going to the Stanley Cup final. So let's go. Game 6. Let's see what happens here, folks. Period 1, we find ourselves down 2-1. Batherson and Moore for them. Laurikainen for us. Period 2, a big answer. Bedard and Klingsell. We are now up 3-2 heading into the third period. Let's let the clock run down, see what happens. 3-3, Chicago ties it up. Jordan Kyrou, not what we wanted to see. We're out shooting them 42-21, by the way. Power play for us. We got to jump in. Around 5 minutes left here. Tie game. See what happens. CPU versus CPU. 1 game away from eliminating Chicago and heading to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in franchise history. Only thing standing in our way is Stuart Skinner and Gavin McKenna, it seems like. Wait, big turnover. Hang on. Heineman, why are you throwing a backhand there? Take your time. Grips! Laurikainen. Oh, we got a power play. We got a power play out of it. It's okay. He slashed him. Was wondering what happened, why he just lost the puck. Power play with under a minute left in regulation. Tie game, 3-3. What a great spot we're in now. Let's end them here, boys. We never get pucks through. I hate this. 2-on-1. 2-on-1. Big save, Bottinger. Uh-oh. Nazar gets the puck around back. Oh, my goodness. That was pretty close. We can force a turnover. Nope. Heading to overtime. Great. Also, can we talk about the brawl that would ensue? Look at what Heineman does. 1.5, 3, 2, 1. 1 second left. 0.9, 0.8 before overtime. And he just decks the guy in Chicago. Can we talk about the brawl that would ensue if that actually happened? Out shooting him 44-25. Oh my goodness. Got to get it done here early. We're still on the power play for about a minute. Shingtime's going to gain the zone and, of course, turn it out. Wait, Laurikainen. The Shingtime to Cripps. Don't know why we're kicking it out there when we had it in the slot. Big offensive draw. Shingtime to Cripps. Floats one on. Skinner saves it easily. Big draw win back to Cripps to DuPont. Laurikainen. Big save, Skinner. Cripps gains the zone. Laurikainen's going to pick up the loose puck. Over to Shingtime. Scores. We are going to the Stanley Cup Finals, boys. Shingtime scores in overtime. And this series is done. Gavin McKenna get bounced. Are they going to touch the trophy? Let's see. Doesn't touch it. Veteran move. Veteran move. We only want to touch 1 trophy this year. And in the Stanley Cup Finals, the Vålerenga Dragons are going head-to-head against the Detroit Red Wings. We've only got 3 losses in the playoffs, by the way. Buchelnikov, Danielson, DeBrincat on Detroit's top line. Cutter Gauthier, Wyatt Johnston, Elton Hermanson, Logan O'Connor, Cam Lund, Marco Casper on the third line, Bunting, Newhook, and Brazeau on the fourth line. Decent little forward group there. Good forward group for Detroit up front there. 89 center on the third line. That's crazy. Shai Buim on the top pair with Moritz Seider. Okay. Sandin Pelika and Lucas Fisher. Larry Keenan and Kyle Masters. Definitely got them beat in terms of defensive depth. No way. All right, we're going to have to go through a Vålerenga Dragons legend. Each series here, it looks like. Played 3 seasons with us. It's Joel Hofer, their starting goalie. How's he doing so far in the playoffs this year? Let's see. 12-3-2, a 932 and a 215. Look at his playoff numbers. My goodness. Guy's lights out in the playoffs. Maybe we should have kept him. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. It all comes down to this. Period 1. 1-1 tie. Hermanson for them, Laurikainen for us. Period 2 sees them take a 3-2 lead. DeBrincat and Gauthier for them. Lorakainen for us. He's having a great playoffs. Third period, Nikishin does tie it up. Detroit's on a 5-on-3 power play. They do score. Oh, man, not good, not good. 8 minutes, 7 minutes left, 5 minutes left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop game 1. 4-3. Not good. Not how you want to start the Stanley Cup Finals. Game 2. We need some Bedard magic. Come on. Period 1. 1-0. Lorakainen again. Period 2. Up 4-1. Bedard, McCamey, Heineman for us. Wyatt Johnston for them. Period 3. Oh, I almost said period 5. Period 3. 5-1 is the final. We take game 2. Series all evened up. We are what? Heading back to Vålerenga? No, those two were at home. So we are heading to Detroit. This is game 3 of the Cup final. 1-1 series so far. Period 1. 1-0 Detroit. Hermanson. Period 2. 2-1 Detroit. New hook for them. McCamey for us. Not pretty. Not pretty, boys. Let's have a third period answer here. Come on. Oh, under a minute left. Yeah, I thought that was us who scored for a second there. It was Detroit. 3-1. Hermanson gets the last goal for them, and we are down 2-1 in the Cup Finals. 2 games away from elimination, which means Game 4 has to be our best game of the season. Come on. Period 1. Down 1-0. Casper gets the lone goal. Period 2. Still down 1-0. Let's see what the third has in store for us here. Halfway through, the team has yet to solve Joel Hofer. There we go. Preston, just as I say that, of course. And 5 under 5. We just scored. Hang on. Let's jump in anyways. Let's jump in anyways and watch. It's the Cup Finals, right? We're up 2-1. Just under 5 minutes remaining in game 4 here. We got to close them out. Let's hang on to this lead. Just got to play some smart defensive hockey here. Nothing risky. No turnover. Hang on. Why did you turn it over just as I said that? Okay, we're safe. We're safe. We're safe. For now. Uh-oh. They took a penalty. Oh my goodness, Detroit took a penalty for boarding. The coach is livid, but we are loving it. Nate Danielson with just an undisciplined boarding penalty there. Oh my God, what are you doing? I'm applauding you, buddy. I'm applauding you. Sarcastically, by the way. The right guys are out there. The right guys are out there. Cripps! And he does it. Brock Cripps having himself a playoffs as well. Just absolutely wires it short side over the glove on Hofer. Oh, he's pissed. He knows he should have had that one. Not stopping that piss missile, buddy. Let's go. I think we can safely say that if we back out, this team is not going to blow a 3-1 lead with 4 minutes. We do hang on for the 3-1 victory in game 4. This thing is all tied up again. We've got a tight Stanley Cup final going on. Let's jump into game 5. Game 5, period 1, offensive explosion. 4-2, we find ourselves up on Detroit after 1. Brazo and Danielson for them. Nikishin, Lorakainen, Nikishin again, and Klingsell for us. Period 2, we hold firm on that 4-2 lead, and now let's run that clock in the third period. They don't manage to take advantage, but now they have another one, which they, again, don't capitalize on. Danielson, however, scores with about 6 minutes left. We're up 4-3. This is fine, right? It's not fine. It's not fine. Wyatt Johnston scores. 46 seconds left. This game is tied. We are jumping in. I can't believe this team just blew another third period lead. Oh my goodness. Whoever wins this pushes the other team a game away from elimination. We've got no killer instinct out there. See if our boys can get it done, though. Don't worry about what's happened. Worry about what you got to do. Brazo up. I'd also hate to see a former Leaf score, so not Brazo, please. Guess he wasn't really a Leaf. No, okay. Oh my God, they got Bunting there too. I completely forgot. Jeez, not him. Lorakainen leading the playoffs in scoring of 27 points. Nikishin up to Shing time. Detroit takes a penalty. It's Danielson again for charging. Undisciplined, dirty player. I've said it a million times. Everyone knows it. You just can't be taking runs like this. Oh my goodness. Aggressive for nothing. You can't be taking runs like that. And we are going to set up on the power play in the final minute once again, courtesy of Danielson once again. See if the boys can capitalize. DuPont rip. Good save. McCamey to DuPont to Cripps. Oh my God. Last second shot. Huge save by Hofer. We are heading to overtime in game 5 of the Stanley Cup final. Series tied at 2. Here we go. We've got the power play. Let's see if the boys can capitalize. Let's get this puck going the other way now, please. Thank you. Grips over the line, gets flattened. Lorakainen. Lorakainen back to Cripps. To DuPont or someone, whoever that was. Uh-oh, Casper gains the zone. He's got a screen. Big save, Bottinger. Turnover. Oh my god, reverse hit. He got crushed by Mo Sider. Wait, turnover. The puck's just sitting there. Trenko, why did he stop? Wait, the goalie played it out. Hoffer played it out. Nikishin to Bedard. Oh my god, Hoffer, big save. Trenko just stopped as he had a breakaway from like the top of the circle. And that's going to do it for our power play, unfortunately. We run into the boards and turn it over as well. Let's not do that, please. He's going to regroup, though, and carry it through the neutral zone. Off to Nikishin. Winds up for a slap shot. Interesting choice. Snaps his stick in half, and Hoffer's going to hang on. And it's going to be Danielson, the villain, through the zone. Over to Masters. Big block. Big turnover. Big turnover. Come on, use it. No, not a backhand from the top of the circle. What are you thinking? The worst decision-making, I swear to God. Oh, no. Silyev gets absolutely bodied off the puck, and they've got numbers the other way. Big save, Bottinger. Lorakainen up the wing. Over to DuPont. It's in! Landon DuPont scores in overtime. Absolutely clutch to give the Dragons a chokehold on this series. Takes the pass from who else? Lorakainen in the slot and then just fires one on. Hoffer can't squeeze it. Oh, just trickles in past him. And the Wings find themselves one game away from losing the Stanley Cup to the NHL's newest expansion franchise, the Vålerenga Dragons. Let's go. Game 6. If we take this, we take the Stanley Cup. Period 1, we're off to a great start for that goal. We go up 2-1. It's Heineman and Preston for us. Casper for them. Period 2. Oh my goodness. Up 3-2. Wyatt Johnston for them. Heineman for us. Do we just go in and watch this entire third period? That might be a bit much. That might be a bit much. Let's go to the 10-minute mark, maybe. 3-2 for us. Can we get past this 10-minute mark? Hang on. Connor Bedard gives us a 4. Heineman scores right after to give us a 5-2 lead. And now we should be able to wait till the 5-minute mark. 6-2, Lorakainen. Oh my goodness, we are going to get this done. Which means I am going to hop in and play as the Vålerenga Dragons for the first time. Never getting to use this team is interesting, so let's try this out, see how it goes. Surely I won't blow a 6-2 lead with 5 minutes left. There's no way, right? Playing a superstar with our custom sliders, so we'll see how this goes. Should be fine still. It's so slow, though. Oh, my goodness. All right, just play some solid defense here. That's all that matters. Lorakainen, nice turnover. And Cripps grabs it. Reverse it to Silyev, up to Bedard. Bedard's going to carry it through. Probably going to chip this one in. Ooh, hang on. Can we get a shot with Bedard? That'd be great. Oh, try to sneak it in short side there. 4 minutes left until we are crowned Stanley Cup champions finally. Bedard's going to go up the wing. Oh, had that too. Steals the puck off Danielson. Oh, had that one as well. Up to Bedard. Oh, tried to hit them with shock and awe. Landon DuPont. All over him now, though. All over him now. Nikishin going to give chase. Forces the turnover. Oh, he can't put it through Hoffer. Crazy. 2 minutes left. We've still got these guys at full pressure. Preston absolutely crunches whoever that was. Heineman, the breakaway. Scores! 4 goals in the game. Heineman's got his 4th goal in his most important game in our franchise. He's a guy that we signed for $8 million on a one-and-done contract as well. And we got our money's worth just tonight alone. Beautiful goal. He tucks one in on former Dragon Joel Hoffer, who is regretting his decision to leave this franchise. Just kidding. We traded him. He did not walk away. 51 shots to their 19 in Game 6 of the Cup Final. I'd say we deserve this one. And that should just about do it for this game. They rattle the puck around. Big hit. Oh, we took one. Had to take one more. Just to show him who's boss. Just to show him who's boss, we had to take one more penalty. Bedard out there to seal this puppy. Let's see. They win the draw. Sending Palika back to Sider. Bedard! Look at the block. gives up the body with no time left. Good Canadian boy. And your Stanley Cup champions, ladies and gentlemen, the Vålerenga Dragons. It only took, what, 8 years? No, 7 years, I think? 8 years, maybe. But we finally got it done. With, I don't think, the best roster that we had throughout this entire thing. You ask me, I think the year that we got bounced last year was probably the best roster that we had throughout this entire simulation. Laurikainen awarded the Conn Smythe Trophy. He was fantastic. 29 points, 52 hits. My goodness. Gets it done. Go back and celebrate with the boys. Connor Bedard to receive the trophy that we actually care about. Lord Stanley's Cup, baby. Let's go. Little victory lap here for Bedsy. Let's see who he's going to pass it off to. Who's been the longest dragon on this list? Let's see. Who will hoist the cup next? Longest dragon on this list is probably... I don't think there's a lot of long-time dragon. You know what? Heineman scored 4 goals in this game. We're going to give him the cup next. We got to give him the cup next. He's out of here after this season anyway, so we got to give him his time in the spotlight. 4 goals in the Stanley Cup clinching game. I think you deserve to get the cup next. I think third, it's got to go to Bottinger. I mean, we put a lot on our shoulders this season. First year as a starter, and he did not disappoint. He was spectacular throughout the playoffs. Unbelievable. What an absolute stud. Just the backbone of this team. Laurikainen gets it next, and that's pretty much going to be it, folks. Do your laps on it. You deserved it. Conn Smythe winner. Love to see that. What a great trade that was with Chicago as well. We talk about how we stole Bedard and then Laurikainen from them, and all they got was Gavin McKenna. Group photo. What a bunch of good-looking lads. Cup champions, Vålerenga Dragons. Look at that. The carving on the cup. All the boys. Oh my goodness. You love to see that. That's a cool new one. I haven't actually seen that animation. I don't know if that was new last year. To be honest, I didn't play a ton of this game last year, so that's a cool one to see. And so the boys finally get it done. They get over the hump and finally capture the Stanley Cup that they've so desperately been in search for. Seems like we've been favorites every single year, especially last year. I think that was the best roster that we had. Obviously, Laurikainen leads the team, 29 points, absolute stud throughout the playoffs. Bedard was solid, 11 goals, 25 points. McCamey was great. Oh my God, he might not have scored a lot during the regular season. He had a phenomenal playoffs though, my goodness. Cripps, 20 points in 21 games in the playoffs. Nikishin, 19 points. DuPont, 18. I knew once we got our 3-headed monster of offensive defensemen, we would be an absolute force. Trenko continues his phenomenal play, 18 points. This guy, low-key, he might be one of the biggest reasons we won the Stanley Cup. I know it sounds crazy to say, but that third line was the only reason they contributed was because of this guy. Bottinger plays all 21 games, has a 2.2 goals against and a 927 save percentage. I mean, that's spectacular play right there. And if this game didn't hate giving the Conn Smythe to anyone but the goalie, he would be my pick. And would you look at that, to cap off a phenomenal series that we've had here. Not only did we take home the Stanley Cup, but the boys in the AHL captured the Calder Cup as well. 7 games over the Texas Stars. Unbelievable season for both the AHL and the NHL. We didn't even have anyone carry the team in the AHL. It was just scoring by committee, really. Henry Muse finally on a winning team down there, stuck in the AHL forever with elite potential. Goalies were terrific in the AHL. Let's go. To cap off this fantastic season, let's scroll through the individual awards here. We got Matthews taking home the Art Ross Hart Trophy as well for the kid. Norris goes to Cale Makar, of course. Macklin Celebrini takes home the Lady Being, finally ending Mitch Marner's run. Calder goes to Muckalt on Washington. Laurikainen, of course, takes home that Conn Smythe Trophy, absolute stud in the playoffs. Vezina goes to Frolov on Ottawa. Jennings goes to Frolov as well. Masterton goes to Jocelyn on Washington. Playfair, again, so Halischuk is washed. Either that or he retired. But his reign on the Jack Adams, luckily these past 2 seasons, has ended as well. Selke to Barkov, at least 6 years in a row that we know of. And finally, the Ted Lindsay to Matthews as well. That's going to do it for this series. We finally accomplished our goal, got over the hump, and won Lord Stanley's Cup. The boys pulled it off. Fitting that we did beat a former Dragon as well to capture it. But like I say, guys, that's going to be it for this series. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and following along with me. If you haven't already, please make sure to click the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. There will be plenty more franchise and just one and done season content coming out. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and thanks for watching.